He's Bob Miller. You know him as one of the 4 Hall of Fame broadcasters in Los Angeles. He's got his name up along with Vin Scully, Chick Hearn, and Jaime Jarrín. Bob Miller's on the CJ Silas Show. You waited nearly 40 years from when you started with the Kings to go and win a Stanley Cup. That must have been such a hoot. And what a finality at that point a few years ago for the first one in 2012 and then 2014. What was that like for you after all those years of not being in the Stanley Cup?
It was so thrilling, and I was so grateful, not just for myself, although I was getting to the point where I thought, I'm going to have to retire, and I'll never see this team win the Stanley Cup. And that was disappointing. And then they had a very mediocre season, just like this year, got in the 8th seed into the playoffs, and ran right through the playoffs with a 3-0 lead in every series. And the final game, the clincher against New Jersey, a 6-1 lead. And it was so gratifying to me to see, with about 4 minutes to go, all the fans could just cheer about what was going on in the arena and celebrate the Kings winning something they thought they would never see, and that is the Stanley Cup. So it was great for me, and we went to some Stanley Cup parties, and I remember saying to my wife, are we going to go to every one of these Stanley Cup parties? She said, of course we are. We may never see this again. Well, 2 years later, as you said, we saw it again.
Right.
And we went to more Stanley Cup parties, and they were tremendous as far as having fans come up, and they'd say to me, can I touch the cup? And I said, yeah. Can I hug it? I said, sure. Can I kiss it? I said, yeah, we're giving free tetanus shots in the back of the room. So, when you have a Stanley Cup party, you don't need any entertainment except the cup. Everybody is just thrilled to be able to see it and get their picture taken with it.
He's Bob Miller on the CJ Silas Show. When you walk into Staples Center and you see your name up on the press box and you think of everywhere you've been, all the things you've done, all the interviews, all the talk shows, all the appearances, some of the movie stuff, and you look back at your life, you got to feel some grace, and you got to be in that space where, wow, was that really my life? Do you ever go through that?
Yeah, I think of that because when you start out in a career, all you want to do is get a job and do the best you can. And I've said, I don't think anybody, even players, start out a career thinking, oh, my goal is to make it to the Hall of Fame. That seems to be so far out of the realm of possibility that you don't even think about it. But when it happens, it's a tremendous accomplishment and a great feeling. And I've had that feeling, as you mentioned, several times. I appreciate this. My wife always says to me, my mother passed away several years ago, about 1984 or something like that. She said, your mother would be so proud today to see these events, and she would. Yeah. So, you know, it's something that you can always look back on and say, well, I had a very, very good career, and I think that's what's in my mind. As I said, it's time to leave the broadcast industry as far as play-by-play and just do something different in retirement and enjoy it.
Have you been to any games since you had the problems you did in January and February? Have you gone as a spectator?
Yeah, the night of the news conference where I announced my retirement, we stayed for the game that night, and the Kings won in a shootout. Very, very exciting finish to that game. We're going to go tomorrow night. They take on Nashville, and Saturday Washington's here. So I've picked out several games that I want to go see. I didn't go when I wasn't doing the games and I hadn't announced a retirement because I thought fans would say, well, you look all right, you sound okay, but why are you sitting here? Why aren't you up there working? So I didn't want that to happen. Now they know the situation, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of those games.